Good evening. This is Hannah Klein. Welcome to Hannah Klein's Time, my podcast. Before starting my podcast, I would like to talk about a few things about my request or my requests, I guess. And so I have had Instagram account for a long time. And so I will start posting on Instagram account. And if you could follow me, that would be great. And also just, I'm asking you to follow you basically. So follow me. And another thing is that please sign up for the newsletter from my homepage. I mean, yeah, that would be, I will, you will get my updates and I will post blogs. I have been posting blogs, and you can read my old blogs too. And, uh, um, well, I started using YouTube. Um, well, I, I'm not sure if I would ask people to listen to my podcast on YouTube because it's kind of boring. Like listening to the same screen for like 90 minutes is kind of boring. And so um so I have to say that probably if you could refer to my podcast to your friends and ask them to listen on Apple Podcast or any platform that is available, that would be great. So, I would like to start today's podcast, which is May 10th. Um, well, it's Saturday. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. And I have actually talked about my mother. That was for a reason. And I should probably not talk about the reason, but yes, I should not. It was a promise that I made, so I will not talk about it. But anyway, it's about Mother's Day, and yeah, that was not a promise with my mother, but I should not talk about it. And so I guess that people buy some gifts for your mom, uh, do special things for your mother. I mean, it's important. Um, and so, yeah, I mean, simple things matter, really. Um, like buy flowers, write cards. Personally, I really like writing cards to people. Like now, we don't write cards like we do e-cards all the time, or we do text messages. Then I have a lot of photo stocks, so now I use them. That's one way. And so yeah, I have written a lot of cards with a Jewish former Penn professor. He was a very famous medical professor at Pennsylvania State University. And so, so by the way, I I'm not sure. Well, Japan thinks that, you know what? We're the fair nation. We haven't had the war for, 70, well, not 70, 80 years. All these things. Well, Japan funded for the war so that the self-defense forces do not have to go to the war. I mean, that's what has happened in the past. Um, and why are these people pretending to be like people of what? Justice or conscience or whatever. But anyway, um, so India and Pakistan. Well, this is something that has been in the topic of the news for since April 22nd. There was uh, there was a terrorist attack in Kashmir, and 26 civilians died. And this was committed by a small militant called Lashkar-e Taiba. Well, there's like, I'm not sure how many people are aware of, like the Japanese, like Pakistan, like is full of terrorists. I mean, I'm not saying that people should uh, have some kind of bias, but you know what? It's true. There are so many Pakistani terrorists, and also Osama bin Laden was killed in Pakistan as well. And I just do not have words on what happened. But just yesterday, there was a news that Indian military killed um, the Pakistani terrorists who killed Daniel Pearl, the Wall Street Journal bureau chief. Well, South Asia bureau chief he was at the time. He was kidnapped by the terrorists, and it was very cruel. I don't know how many the Japanese media never talked about this. I remember this so well because I was reading about it, and also I was watching TV as well. And I also was watching in Japanese. Anyway, he was forced to confess to his faith in Zionism. Well, what's wrong with it? I mean, it's better than being a terrorist, like those who killed him. I mean, they are the worst people in the world. Yeah, you know what? I'm very pleased that, India just got rid of, like, the terrorists, really. And I'm not promoting the war, but you know what? Who is promoting the war? I mean, India has committed the counter-terrorist operation, and the world calls it what? But anyway, he was forced to confess to his father, having been born in Israel. Well, he's a very gifted a computer scientist, and I pray that for the family of Daniel Pearl, and at the same time, I hope that there are comforting words to them. But he was forced to confess that he's a Jewish. Okay, he's Jewish. His family follows Judaism. And it's an anti-Israel act that the terrorist had in ideology, I guess. I have to say this really clearly. I mean, all these Muslim Brotherhood like terrorists, they are anti-Israel, and that means they are anti-America at the same time. I mean, the United States should probably be reminded what happened on September 11th. 9/11, 2001. And then there was Iraq War. I mean, it's something that um, I have to just, you know what? I am very shocked in the first place that a person is killed because a person is Jewish. I mean, I would just tell the terrorists to go to, you know, I'm not going to say what it is, but I just, and these terror supporters in the United States, well, I'm not saying who in particular, because I'm not the one who's going to decide or designate as terrorists. And so I'm not going to say it, but yeah, it's that I don't know why the Japanese media are so cocky all the time. Like, we are going to decide what we're going to say. Something like that. It's very funny and at the same time ironic what they're doing. I'm not angry, but I think that, I don't know. And they implant hate against and bias against Israel and Israeli people at the same time. It's very sad, but that's true. And I don't have good impressions towards the Japanese people living in the foreign countries so much. It really depends, but it's because that I had a person, well, not just, just personal friend, but who has helped a lot of Japanese. And I don't know why, but he just was betrayed so many times. I don't know why I have to say this, but it's true. And so May 9th, by the way, right? Japan, this is a day of irony and just joke for Japan. Well, I think Putin intentionally invited maybe Lula, because Japan invited Lula right before. And Japan invited him, treated him with the scallop, because Japan wanted to sell scallops to Brazil. I mean, why are they not thinking or planning something better for the fishermen? I just do not understand this administration not thinking of Japan at all. They're selling out. And this started out with Kishida administration. And so Lula was invited on May 9th. Japan invited a dictator to have a trade. And Japan, I don't know why, but there is a problem with a tendency, I have to say, I have to say tendency of normalizing or having relationship with the nations that support North Korea and eventually China. And I just do not understand why Japan is dependent on China even now. This much. And I mean, it's for the sake of the politicians that they're doing probably. And ultimately Shiba, I don't know what he's up to, but he has a lot of secrets probably. And I don't know what to say. And I'm not going to mention anything particular about him. But you know what? I'm not making fun of him. But what he's doing is a problem to Japan. I don't know. Al Jazeera. See, NHK loves Al Jazeera, and they are allying with together for for a long, long time, for decades. I know that because I have been listening to Al Jazeera for a very long time. But it is owned by Qatar, and Qatar sponsor is a terror hub again here. Qatar sponsors Muslim Brotherhood, Hamas, now that commit October 7th. I just do not understand why Japan is fine with treating with the terrorists. UNRWA included. UNRWA is Hamas. Hamas is UNRWA. I mean, the politicians or whatever, just I don't know what they're thinking, but they think that they are profiting from Qatar or something, right? I mean, that's what they are thinking. There are reasons to say this. I mean, not just from the news, but and so I will say that I just don't have words, but yeah, I just do not have words on so many things. It's Japan. I don't know why. Well, people think, I don't know who thinks Japan has been clear on the war, and this hotel in Kyoto. Well, thanks, right? We have not committed any things. We have funded the major wars economically, and I hope that these people who think that they're not guilty think about that. And yeah, it's very, I don't know what to say with this really, but I think that the Japanese administration is yep, Japanese administration this Japanese administration is going to collapse very soon. And it's not because of the rice, but the Japanese media wants to say, well, that's because of the rice, right? Well, if they want to say it, they can say it. I mean, that's the media. And I'd like to mention, I don't want to mention the name in particular, but yeah, I hate name calling, to be honest. The new ambassador of the United States to Japan. I think he is wonderful person. Like he thinks that he has to go up, like it enhance the level of defense and economy. But not just that, but his eldest son lives in Japan for a long time, 14 years, right? And so yeah, he yeah, and at the same time, he has a very friendly impression against Japan, which is a very good thing and important. It's important to think of the diplomacy, but at the same time, having such, I guess, like-mindedness is very important for Japan. Yeah, and that's important from the United States. I really have to mention that the ambassador of the United States to Israel, Governor Huckabee, he's a great person. Yeah, he's a wonderful person. And I believe that he is a very suitable person to be the ambassador of Israel I'm an ambassador of the United States to Israel. But my opinion is that I believe, well, I have said this time and again, there is probably no way for Israel but to, I guess, eliminate the terrorists in Gaza. And I don't know how many people are aware, but I was watching Jake Tapper's show. There was an Israeli man who survived the Nova Music Festival. And he described what he saw. He hid in a bush until the IDF came to save him for 9 hours. I don't know. It is, once you experience such traumatic experience, people cannot get rid of it the rest of their lives, at least. I mean, it stays in their heart somewhere. It depends on people how much they can overcome. And I don't want to blame on such things. And here's another thing in Japan. I don't know why. There is a slut-shaming culture in Japan. Like shaming culture, really, in a sense. You know, like we have a sense of shame, what the Japanese say, but at the same time, like people like to call out with the shame, like to make people feel shameful. Like calling out the hostage's body line, like female hostage's body line, and laugh about it. Like, ha ha ha, it is funny, and write about it. Like, I don't want to even describe it. It was disgusting to see it. And at the same time, there's too many Holocaust deniers. And, you know, we cannot just say, you know, Holocaust has ended because of the Israeli operation. It's like Nazi. It's exactly Nazi that they say that. So, I just do not want to make this for too long, but I'm inviting somebody who has been actively speaking out about anti-Semitism. I'm not gonna. I cannot tell the name of the people for now. Yeah, but it's Saturday. Oh, it's Shabbat at the same time. Anyway, I have to say that I hope you have a good night, or a good day, or a good evening. Anyway, it depends on the areas, and I have friends in the United States, Israel. Yes, I have friends in Israel. Okay? I mean, it matters. It's not just about somebody else's story. So I hope that anyway you have a good night, and I hope people have happy Shabbat dinner. Okay, good night.